Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to yet another video. Before I get started with today's video, give this video a huge thumbs up, consider subscribing, and consider using my links down below. Now, in today's video, I'm going to go over if you should buy a BMW e46 M3. I'm also making this video for myself to see if maybe I should go out and buy a BMW e46 M3 after the news of my current e46. As much as I want to keep it, I've been bringing it to a few places. I even had another automotive YouTuber that goes by the name Motorhead look at the car, and it's really not looking too good. And we may just put the car away and not do anything with it just so I can have it and maybe buy an e46 M3. Don't know yet, but today I'm gonna go over why you should buy one, and hopefully this will convince myself also that I need to buy one. All right, kicking off with the first reason why you should buy a BMW e46 M3. I will go over my personal reasons why I think I should buy one at the end of the video, but we'll start off with number one, and that is how the car drives. The e46 platform in general is an amazing platform, whether you have a 325 all the way up to a M3. The driving experience in the e46 chassis is amazing, and the e46 M3 is just that much better. So having the driving experience of an e46, which is already a tremendous platform, is going to be increased even more in the e46 M3, which that is a very good selling point for me. It also handles amazing. It has, of course, all of the M suspension, so it's just a lot more sportier and aggressive around turns. And again, it's paired with a 3.2 liter inline six that purrs even louder than the M54 in my car right now. There are many mods that you can do to these cars, just like the standard e46. Most of all the same mods apply, and yet they have some better ones for that specific engine. So that would be reason number one of why you should buy one. Moving on to reason number two, and something that's drawing me a lot right now of buying an e46 M3 is the price increases. The demand for these cars are insane. These cars can be had anywhere from $15,000 to one that's really rough and may even need new quarter panels, all the way up to $60,000 to $70,000 for some of the most prestigious e46 M3s. So that's making me think if I want to get a decent one that I need to hop on it now. Obviously not necessarily right now, but we can see the market is increasing, and I don't think this has anything to do with the used car market being insane. I think the e46 M3 is just a collector's car, and prices are going up. People want them, and people realize how much harder they are to get. And that brings me into the third point. These cars are becoming even more rare. You're just not finding nice ones for sale. All the collectors and all the owners that have nice or decent ones are holding onto them for dear life, making it very hard to find a really good spec e46 M3. Of course, you can find absolute crap boxes, kind of crap box around 15K that possibly could need new quarter panels. Obviously, things like rod bearings are going to need to be done, subframe mounts are going to need to be done, whole interior is probably going to be nasty, but it is still an M3, and you can refresh a lot of it. Again, for me, staying away from rust, I would need to find one that is not rusted at all, one from California or somewhere out west that has not been rusted like my current e46. And that brings up also, these cars are getting totaled out a lot, so it's kind of hard to find some of the nice ones. People track these cars, people total them out and do stupid things, so finding a nice one is becoming a lot harder just because people are totaling them out, or they're turning them into race cars, or they're not selling them. So it's definitely hard to get one at this time. That's only going to increase in the future, so less of them will be for sale and prices will increase. That's the number two and three kind of tied together, so watch out and go buy one right now. Moving on to reason number four why you should buy an e46. I don't think I'd ever say this in my life, but buying an e46 M3 is actually a good investment. And most people say, oh, I'm going to buy a car that's not an investment. E46's M3s will appreciate. I can guarantee you that. We are already seeing the market shift where you could have an E46 a couple of years ago for under $10,000 for a rougher one. I'm not going to say a decent one, a rougher one, but now if you want a rougher one, we're between $15,000 and $20,000 for a rougher E46 with a manual. The manual coupes are a lot more desirable. Obviously, if you do get an SMG, you can convert it. The convertibles can still be had. I've seen a couple convertible SMGs for around $10,000. They're just not as desirable. But regardless, whatever E46 you get, it will be a good investment. The E46 M3 just continually will go up in price, and I have a feeling the next generation, the E90 or E9X, will start to appreciate soon. Again, they need to depreciate to kind of rock bottom, and then collectors will start coming in. They'll realize how rare they are, and they'll start skyrocketing back up. And I'm telling you, the E46 M3 will be a very good investment. So if you buy one now, there's how you maximize your profit. If you plan on keeping it driving, as long as you keep it relatively in good shape, do all the maintenance, do the rod bearings, do the rear subframe, keep it nice, it will be a return on your investment, and I can guarantee you that. Moving on to reason number 5, why you should buy an E46 M3. At the end of the day, it's a BMW. BMWs aren't the easiest thing to work on, but I will say the E46 platform in general is an awesome platform to learn how to work on cars, and the E46 M3 is no exception. It is still an amazing car if you want to get into cars and you want to learn how to work on the cars yourself. Yes, they're a little more complicated, but they're nothing that you can't handle. Every single job that you can imagine on an E46 has been documented with a DIY on the internet. Whether it's E46 Fanatics or Bimmerfest, any of those sites will have a guide on how to do what you're trying to do on your E46 or your E46 M3. So that is a huge benefit to buying one of these cars if you're scared about working on it. Someone's been in your shoes, someone's did the job, someone's messed up the job to where you messed up the job, and you'll be able to get yourself out of it without having to go to the dealership. Now moving on to some reasons why I personally think I should buy an E46 M3. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to continue saving this car. I haven't made up my mind yet. I will say that I haven't made up my mind, but if I can't save this car, I may just put it in a storage container that's heated, spray the crap out of it with some sort of rust prohibitor, and just leave it for a while until I think about what I'm going to do. Buying an E46 M3 would be great content for the channel. It would really bring that like leg up, just get more M enthusiasts on the channel. I know some people, kind of sounds stupid, but some people don't watch channels because it's just an E46, it's not an M3. So yes, as stupid as that sound, that is the case, and I have seen that in other channels. So having that leg up with the E46 M3 would be awesome. Again, it's an M3, why wouldn't you want to make some awesome content with that? That'd be great content for the channel, really help grow the channel even more. The other reason is not having to have a huge headache about rust. Like, I don't want to keep doing things to this car if it's ultimately going to die, right? If I can't save this car and I can't keep this car forever, why am I going to put all this time and money into it? It just doesn't make sense. So buying an E46 M3 would be a new project for me, more stuff to do, more videos to make, of course, like I mentioned, great content for the channel. But it's, again, I'm not wasting money into something that I'm eventually just gonna have to give away or crush. So it doesn't really make sense to put money into this car. It makes sense to put money into something else. And as I already mentioned before, it's a good investment. Me buying an E46 M3 right now, I could make videos on it, can make money from YouTube and everything else, get some projects done on it, and then eventually, if one day I'm like, nah, I don't want this, I could sell it for an amazing profit, because you know me, I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna make sure everything is done to a T, everything's replaced that needs to be replaced. So being able to get a decent E46 M3, I am looking to get one that's rougher around the edges in terms of mechanical things, not paint, not body work. That needs to be decent. I don't mind doing paint corrections and stuff like that. I've done multiple of them, but I don't want anything that has rust or body damage or things that need to be resprayed. Maybe if it's a bumper, sure, but nothing more than that. So I am looking for some rougher E46s that maybe need rod bearings done, or don't know if the rod bearings have been done, because I don't mind doing that. So if you have any E46 M3s, if you're selling one or you know anyone that's selling an E46 M3, needs to be coupe, preferably manual, let me know. I'm definitely, like I said, I'm looking around, not necessarily sure if I'm going to buy one, but I am exploring all options, looking around, seeing what's out there, and ultimately I'm hoping something kind of just falls in my lap. I don't want to push it too hard, and I'll tell you why. I think I pushed this car too hard when we first got it, and I think, you know what I'm saying, it didn't fall in your lap and it wasn't meant to be, and you kind of pushed something too hard, and I ended up with a hunk of shit. Easiest way to say it. So I'm looking for something to hopefully just fall in my lap and be like, this is the car, and I'm gonna go buy it and not regret my decision in what I do, because I often do make decisions that I regret when buying things. I always have buyer's remorse, so I want something that is definitely I'm gonna be happy with and that I'm gonna cherish. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys think I should buy an E46 M3. Again, if I should fix this car, kind of already made up my mind that it's not feasible to fix this car. It's just going to be a lot. I've had multiple people look at it, and everyone that's looked at it's basically said junk it, like you're not going to fix it. And that's the thing about rust, is it's going to come back. They're just not able to get, based off of where it is and the way the car was put together with the unibody design, they're not able to weld it in the correct spots. So it's always a crapshoot if they're going to be able to get cavity wax in the correct spots where it could just rust again. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you would like to see an E46 M3 on the channel, because that is something I would really like to get on the channel, as well as redesign my logo. I really want to redesign my logo and get some shirts or stuff out for you guys. I think some classic E46 shirts or something like that would be awesome. It would also help fund an E46 M3 because they are not cheap. So if any of you guys have any designs that you think that would be cool for the E46 shirts, or if any of you guys make designs, anything like that, drop them in the comments below. I'll get in touch with you because I want to make some shirts and get some other E46 stuff out there for my viewers. But that is all I have for today's video. Don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Use my affiliate links down below because I'm going to need the help, and smash that thumbs up button, guys. Let's blow up this video because we're going to need some help to finance this M3 if I end up choosing to go that way. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.